Shalom, good morning.
Shalom,
Shalom, good morning, Boker Tov.
Boker Tov. Welcome back to the study. This is the last part for Torah portion Re'eh. And we are going to continue our reading in the book of Devarim, that's Deuteronomy. And we're continuing with Moshe repeating the Torah, the commandment to the Israelites. And so this part, chapter 15, we're talking about the forgiveness of debt. So that's important. So let's go ahead and we're going to begin again. Devarim, Deuteronomy, chapter 15, verse 1. Okay. Oh, let's do the blessing. Sorry. The blessing again. Baruch et Yahweh HaMorach.
Baruch Yahweh HaMorach Leolam Vayed.
Baruch atah Yahweh Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bahar banu mikol hamim, v'nata lanu et Torato.
Baruch atah Yahweh noten HaTorah.
Amen. Amen. Okay. So now, Devarim, Deuteronomy chapter 15, verse 1.
At the end of every 7 years, you make a release of debts. And this is the word of the release. Every creditor is to release what he has loaned to his neighbor. He does not require it of his neighbor or his brother, because it is called the release of Yahweh. Of a foreigner, you could require it, but your hand is to release whatever is owed to by your brother. Only there should be no poor among you, for Yahweh does greatly bless you in the land which Yahweh your Elohim is giving you to possess as an inheritance. Only if you diligently obey the voice of Yahweh your Elohim to guard to do all these commands which I am commanding you today, for Yahweh your Elohim shall bless you as he promised you. And you shall lend to many nations, but you shall not borrow. And you shall rule over many nations, but they do not rule over you. When there is a poor man with you, one of your brothers, within any of the gates in your land, which Yahweh your Elohim is giving you, do not harden your heart, nor shut your hand from your poor brother. For you shall certainly open your hand to him and certainly lend him enough for his needs, whatever he needs. Be on guard, lest there be a thought of Belial in your heart, saying, the 7th year, the year of release is near, and your eye is evil against your poor brother, and you give him not. And he shall cry out to Yahweh against you, and it shall be a sin in you.
Okay. Let's hear the verse 9 in the Hebrew.
No.
את 7 שנים תעשה שמיטה. וזה דבר השמיטה. שמות כל בעל משה ידו, אשר ישב ברעהו. לא יגוס את רעהו ואת אחיו, כי קרא שמיטה לאדוני. את הנוכרי תגוס, ואשר יהיה לך את אחיך, תשמט ידך. אפס כי לא יהיה בך אביון, יברכך אדוני בארץ, אשר אדוני אלוהיך נותן לך נחלה לרשתה. רק אם שמוע תשמע בקול אדוני אלוהיך, תשמור לעשות את כל המצווה הזאת, אשר אנוכי מצווך היום. כי אדוני אלוהיך ברכך כאשר דיבר לך, והעבדת גויים רבים, ואתה לא תעבוד, ומשלת בגויים רבים, ובך לא ימשולו. כי יהיה בך אביון מאחד אחיך, באחד שעריך בארצך, אשר אדוני אלוהיך נותן לך, לא תאמץ את לבבך, ולא תקפוץ את ידך מאחיך האביון. כי פתוח תפתח את ידך לו, והעבד צעדיתנו די מחסורו אשר יחסר לו. ישמר לך, פן יהיה דבר עם לבבך וליעל לאמור, קרבה שנת השבע, שנת השמיטה, ורעה עינך באחיך האביון, ולא תיתן לו, וקרא עליך אל אדוני, והיה בך חטא.
Okay, and verse 10. You shall certainly give to him, and your heart should not be grieved when you give to him, because for this reason Yahweh your Elohim does bless you in all your work, and in all to which you put your hand, because the poor one does not cease from the land. Therefore I am commanding you, saying, you shall certainly open your hand to your brother, to your poor, and to your needy one in your land. When your brother is sold to you, a Hebrew man or a Hebrew woman, and shall serve you 6 years, then let him go free from you in the 7th year. And when you send him away free from you, let him not go away empty-handed. You shall richly supply him from your flock, and from your threshing floor, and from your winepress. With that which Yahweh hath blessed you with, give to him. And you shall remember that you were a slave in the land of Ephraim, and Yahweh your Elohim redeemed you. Therefore I am commanding you this word today. It shall be when he says to you, I do not go away from you, because he loves you, and your house, because it is good for him with you, then you shall take in all, and thrust it through his ear to the door, and he shall be your servant forever. Do the same to your female servant. Let it not be hard in your eyes when you send him away free from you, for he has been worth a double hired servant in serving you 6 years. And Yahweh your Elohim shall bless you in all that you do. Set apart to Yahweh your Elohim all the firstborn males that come from your herd and your flock. Do not work with the firstborn of your herd, nor shear the firstborn of your flock. You and your household are to eat it before Yahweh your Elohim, year by year, in the place which Yahweh chooses. But when there is any defect in it, lame or blind, or has any evil defect, do not slaughter it to Yahweh your Elohim. Eat it within your gates, the unclean and the clean alike, as the gazelle and as the deer. Only do not eat its blood, pour it on the ground like water. Let's turn to the end of chapter 16. Here we go.
נתון תיתן לו, ולא ירע לבבך ותיתך לו, כי בגלל הדבר הזה יברכך אדוני אלוהיך בכל מעשיך ובכל משלח ידיך. כי לא יחדל אביון מקרב הארץ, על כן אנוכי מצווך לאמור, פתוח תפתח את ידך לאחיך, לעניך ולאביונך בארצך. כי ימכר לך אחיך העברי או העברייה, ועבדך 6 שנים, ובשנה השביעית תשלחנו חופשי מעמך. וכי תשלחנו חופשי מעמך, לא תשלחנו ריקם. תעניק לו מצונך ומגורנך ומיקבך, אשר ברכך אדוני אלוהיך תיתן לו. וזכרת כי עבד היית בארץ מצרים, ויפדך אדוני אלוהיך, על כן אנוכי מצווך את הדבר הזה היום. והיה כי יאמר אליך, לא אצא מעמך, כי אהבך ואת ביתך, כי טוב לו עמך. ולקחת את המרצע, ונתת באוזנו ובדלת, והיה לך עבד עולם. ואף לאמתך תעשה כן. לא יקשה בעיניך בשלחך אותו חופשי מעמך, כי משנה שכר שכיר עבדך 6 שנים, וברכך אדוני אלוהיך בכל אשר תעשה. כל הבכור אשר ייוולד בבקרך ובצונך הזכר, תקדיש לאדוני אלוהיך. לא תעבוד בבכור שורך, ולא תגוז בכור צונך. לפני אדוני אלוהיך תאכלנו שנה ושנה, במקום אשר יבחר אדוני אתה וביתך. וכי יהיה בו מום, פיסח או עיוור, כל מום רע, לא תזבחנו לאדוני אלוהיך. בשעריך תאכלנו, הטמא והטהור יחדיו, כצבי וכאייל. רק את דמו לא תאכל, על הארץ תשפכנו כמים.
Okay, that's the end of chapter 15. We're going to go right into chapter 16. We only have a few verses to read here. We're going to read from verse 1 to verse 17 in chapter 16.
Guard the month of Abib, and perform the Passover to Yahweh your Elohim, for in the month of Abib, Yahweh your Elohim brought you out of Mizraim by night, and you shall slaughter the Passover to Yahweh your Elohim from the flock and the herd, in the place where Yahweh chooses to put his name. Eat no leavened bread with it. For 7 days you eat unleavened bread with it, bread of affliction, because you came out of the land of Mizraim in haste, so that you remember the day in which you came out of the land of Mizraim all the days of your life. And no leaven should be seen with you in all your borders for 7 days, neither should any of the meat which you slaughter in the evening on the 3rd day stay all night until morning. You are not allowed to slaughter the Passover within any of your gates which Yahweh your Elohim gives you, but at the place where Yahweh your Elohim chooses to make his name dwell. There you slaughter the Passover in the evening, at the going down of the sun, at the appointed time you came out of Mitzrayim, and you shall roast and eat in the place which Yahweh your Elohim chooses. And in the morning you shall turn and go to your tents. 6 days you eat unleavened bread, and on the 7th day there is a closing festival to Yahweh your Elohim. You do not work. Count 7 weeks for yourself. Begin to count 7 weeks from the time you begin to put the sickle to the grain.
Let's hear that in the Hebrew.
שמור את חודש האביב, ועשית פסח לאדוני אלוהיך. כי בחודש האביב הוציאך אדוני אלוהיך ממצרים לילה. וזבחת פסח לאדוני אלוהיך צאן ובקר, במקום אשר יבחר אדוני לשכן שמו שם. לא תאכל עליו חמץ, 7 ימים תאכל עליו מצות, לחם עוני. כי בחיפזון יצאת מארץ מצרים, למען תזכור את יום צאתך מארץ מצרים כל ימי חייך. ולא יראה לך שאור בכל גבולך 7 ימים, ולא ילין מן הבשר אשר תזבח בערב ביום הראשון לבוקר. לא תוכל לזבוח את הפסח באחד שעריך אשר אדוני אלוהיך נותן לך. כי אם אל המקום אשר יבחר אדוני אלוהיך לשכן שמו, שם תזבח את הפסח בערב, כבו השמש מועד צאתך ממצרים. ובישלת ואכלת במקום אשר יבחר אדוני אלוהיך בו, ופנית בבוקר והלכת לאוהליך. 6 ימים תאכל מצות, וביום השביעי עצרת לאדוני אלוהיך, לא תעשה מלאכה. 7 שבועות תספור לך, מהחל חרמש בקמה, תחל לספור 7 שבועות.
Okay, verse 10. And you shall perform the festival of weeks to Yahweh. So since after counting 7 weeks, right? Verse 10, you shall perform the festival of weeks to Yahweh your Elohim, according to the voluntary offering from your hand, which you give as Yahweh your Elohim blesses you. And you shall rejoice before Yahweh your Elohim, you and your son and your daughter and your male servant and your female servant and the Levite who is within your gates, and the stranger and the fatherless and the widow who are in your midst, at the place where Yahweh your Elohim chooseth to make his name dwell. And you shall remember that you were a slave in Mizraim, and you shall guard and do these laws. Perform the festival of booths for 7 days after the ingathering from your threshing floor and from your winepress. And you shall rejoice in your festival, you and your son and your daughter and your male servant and your female servant, and the Levite and the stranger and the fatherless and the widow who are within your gates. For 7 days you shall observe a festival to Yahweh your Elohim in the place which Yahweh chooseth, because Yahweh your Elohim doth bless you in all your increase and in all the work of your hands, and you shall be only rejoicing. 3 times a year all your males appear before Yahweh your Elohim in the place which he chooseth, at the festival of unleavened bread, and at the festival of weeks, and at the festival of booths, and none should appear before Yahweh empty-handed, but each one with the gift of his hand according to the blessing of Yahweh your Elohim, which he has given you. That's the last verse 17. That's the end of this parasha. Let's go ahead and hear it in the Hebrew.
ועשית חג שבועות לאדוני אלוהיך, משאת נדבת ידך אשר תיתן, כאשר יברכך אדוני אלוהיך. ושמחת לפני אדוני אלוהיך, אתה ובנך וביתך, ועבדך ואמתך, והלוי אשר בשעריך, והגר והיתום והאלמנה אשר בקרבך, במקום אשר יבחר אדוני אלוהיך לשכן שמו שם. וזכרת כי עבד היית במצרים, ושמרת ועשית את החוקים האלה. חג הסוכות תעשה לך 7 ימים, ואוספך מגורנך ומבקתך. ושמחת בחגיך, אתה ובנך וביתך, ועבדך ואמתך, והלוי והגר והיתום והאלמנה אשר בשעריך. 7 ימים תחוג לאדוני אלוהיך, במקום אשר יבחר אדוני. כי יברכך אדוני אלוהיך בכל תבואתך ובכל מעשייתך, והיית אך שמח. 3 פעמים בשנה יראה כל זכורך את פני אדוני אלוהיך, במקום אשר יבחר, בחג המצות ובחג השבועות ובחג הסוכות, ולא יראה את פני אדוני ריקם. איש כמתנת ידו, כברכת אדוני אלוהיך, אשר נתן לך.
Okay, so that's the end of this parasha. We can kind of recap and go over what we read. So the chapter 15, how I was mentioning about the forgiveness of debts, and I think this one's important because we just read in the previous part of the Torah portion, we were reading about how that you cannot add or take away from the Torah, and yet this particular commandment about forgiving the debt after 7 years, that has been changed. It's been ignored. And what they do now, they've kind of found like a loophole to get around it. So they decided that this forgiveness of debt was only referring to personal loans. So if you give your loan over to the Beit Din, right, which is the I guess the counseling rabbis in charge of that area of the community, then it's a public loan, and that one is required to be paid back even after the 7 years. So there is no forgiving of that debt. So that's kind of a loophole that they have found, but really it's not in the spirit of the Torah. It's not in the spirit of what is being taught by this commandment. And really they're robbing the person from feeling, from understanding what it's like to have a second chance, to understand what it's like to be forgiven, and you get to start over again. You get a new beginning, you get a second chance, and that's exactly what Yeshua did for us. But when you don't follow this commandment, then the person doesn't get to understand that. They don't get to feel that relief, that forgiveness. They don't get to experience that, right? And also, the person who is loaning, who's the one who gave the loan, they don't get to experience what it's like to trust in Yahweh, that He is going to repay him for what he loaned more than what he gave, right? And yeah, so that's kind of what I was thinking about this part. And also, we see that in the time of the prophet Jeremiah, this was very serious because Israel was facing an impending doom, right? Like their enemy was going to come on them, and the king decided they were going to keep this commandment, and they released the servants, and their enemy miraculously turned around and went the other way. That was Yahweh showing his favor, right? When they did this. But when the king saw that they weren't in danger anymore, he changed his mind and enslaved everyone again. And then Yahweh sent the enemy back for them again. And this time he took over Israel. So we see that this is a very, very important verse, a very important commandment for the father.
In the captivity of Babylon?
I think it was the time of Jeremiah. Was that Babylon?
Yeah. So that is so sad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the king, I noticed, because at one time I made a study on all the kings of Israel, and every time it said, and he did evil in the eyes of Yahweh, he did good in the eyes of Yahweh. Normally the behavior of the king will entice or incite the people to do evil. And when the king was righteous, the people will, correct their ways. So it is so important, the behavior of a leader, of a country, so that people will not go astray. And I also wanted to make a comment on the part that it says, be on guard, lest be a thought of Belial in your heart, are saying the 7th year, their year of release is near, and your eye is evil against your poor brother, and you give him not. And he shall cry out to Yahweh against you, and it shall be a sin in you. So see, sometimes, people cry to Yahweh, wow, this person, has the means to help me, and it doesn't want to help me. They're going to cry to Yahweh, and then we're going to be spanked, So, and there is on the following scripture, It says on verse 10, you shall certainly give him to him, and your heart should not be grieved when you give to him. Because for this reason, Yahweh your Elohim does bless you in all your works and in all to which you put your hand. So Abba has been so good to us and we lack nothing. So when our poor brother or sister is in bad condition, we need to give a hand.
Yeah. I was thinking not in terms of loaning money, but I've been, thinking, oh, I want to be able to help, so and so, or help people. Not like I said, not with money, but maybe like helping them with if they need something for their job and their career, and in getting a class that they need, things like that. And then he presents the opportunities, and I'm like, oh, but I don't have time for this. You know what I mean? So it's like you're asking me that you want to have the heart of a servant. You're asking that you want to, be able to do this for other people. And when I present you the opportunity, right, when I give you that one talent, you're not
available.
You're not using it. You're not doing it. So how do you want me to give you, the 5 talents, the 10 talents, right? So yeah, and it's kind of like, oh, I don't have time because I'm preoccupied with this other things that are also related to the Torah, and it's like you can't be kind of blinded, I guess, by like the self-righteous other things that you have to do, like the helping others, that is Torah. You know what I mean?
And he helped once more in this parasha. It says to help the widow, the poor, the elder, the Levite, and it's repeating over and over and over. I said, wow, it's all over the Torah.
And like I said, sometimes it's not just like giving money. It's also giving like your time,
your ear,
yeah,
your prayers.
Like, sitting with someone at the DMV because they need that ride. You know what I mean? Like those kind of things that you're like, and don't do it with that like, oh, I really don't.
Grieving heart.
Yeah. Don't do it with like dragging your feet, but do it really like with the heart of Yeshua, with the heart of the Mashiach, right? And what an impact that would make on the person.
Exactly, because we speak highly of the Torah. Oh, we're keeping Torah. Are we? Are we keeping Torah for reals? Or it's just a mind thing? Because like Jacob said, which it was translated as James, he said, show me your words. Show me your faith through not doing Torah, but I will show you my emunah doing Torah. So it's doing Torah that really shows your emunah, your faith, not just thinking about it. Because unfortunately, I believe the mind of the philosophers of the Greek philosophers had permeated the mind of the Torah believers in many ways, because for the philosophers, the Greek philosophers, you can respect your Elohim, but you don't have to follow him. You don't have to do what he says. Just give respect in your mind, in your heart. But that's not Torah. Torah has hands and feet to do the job. Yeah. Right? Torah is, as far as you did this to one of my children, you did it as unto me. Right? So don't think that because you had good thoughts, it's going to count. What counts is what you did. And Yeshua puts this example to the disciples. He says, who did what is right in the eyes of Elohim? This father had 2 sons. He said to one, can you go and do this? He said, yeah, I will. But he didn't go. And to the other, he said, will you go and do this? he said, no, I will not go. But then he went. So which one did what was right in the eyes of Yahweh? The one that he says no, but at the end did the job. Or another example with the Samaritan, the guy, that was encountered by the thieves, and he was hurt. He was stolen his possessions. And then this good Samaritan comes and does the job. He cures the man. He goes to the innkeeper and says, I will pay anything that you invest or spend on this man, and please take care of him. But prior to him, two men passed by, and so one was the teacher of the Torah, and then a rabbi or a priest, and they passed by and see the man, and they did nothing. So Yeshua is saying this man that is not even considered a leader is just, a Joe Bag Donuts or someone just passing by.
Well, he was from
Samaria.
From Samaria, which they looked down on them, right?
Yeah, because most of them were descendants of the Jewish people, but not observants anymore. However, this man who was not an observant did what Yahweh wanted for him to do.
And that kind of goes back to the point I was trying to make earlier. It's interesting that one of the men that saw him, I don't remember if they were both, but one of them was a priest or a Levi, right? And my thinking is, what if he didn't want to go look and help the man, right? But it meant that he actually went further away from him, right? And I'm saying, what if he didn't want to go look at him because he thought he was dead and he thought he was going to be contaminated, right? He would become is it Tameh? Tameh or Tahor?
Tahor.
Okay. So impure. He would be unqualified to do the service, and maybe he was on his way to do a service and in the temple, and it was something that only came around for them every once in a while, right? Because they took turns, right? They took turns, and you were only going to have this opportunity a few times, maybe once in your life, and he didn't want to become impure on his way to the temple. He would be disqualified. He wouldn't be able to do what he was going to do, right? So he thought, no, I have to stay pure to do, the will of the Father, to do the service of the Father. And it's the real service of the Father was helping this man who was on the side of the road.
Exactly.
And that's kind of what the point I was trying to make earlier, you think, oh, I have to do this and this and this, and the Father is presenting all these other opportunities before, this is what I want you to do, right? And,
exactly. And you hit the nail, like people say, because he said, oh, no, I'm not going to miss this opportunity to go to the service, right? But the real opportunity was presented to you right there and then, because Abba wants you to be blessed, and better is he, or more blessed is the one who gives than the one who receives. You are blessed the minute you give something or do something for others. And like President Lincoln used to say, when you do good to others, you make happy two people, not just one. The person that received the blessing and you, because you have such a good feeling after you do something for others, that nothing can repay that, or nothing can be, compared to it. So, well, this is always the Torah has beautiful lessons for us to apply to our lives, right? So let's do it.
The last thing I was going to mention was how the festival that says that and you shall only be rejoicing, right? When he's telling them to come 3 times before him, 3 times a year, and to do the feast at the festival of unleavened bread. I'm reading in 16:16. at the festival of weeks, at the festival of booths, right? So, and in verse 15, for 7 days you shall observe a festival to Yahweh your Elohim in the place which Yahweh chooses, because Yahweh your Elohim doth bless you in all your increase and in all the work of your hands, and you shall be only rejoicing. So I think that's beautiful how he gives us these moadim and these feasts, and it's not for a burden, but it's for you to
rejoice.
Right?
Amen. Amen. And because of the goodness of his abundant hand that he provides for us. And Noé was saying this morning that Abba provides even for the birds, because I was thinking of putting a net over my vine, because I noticed the birds coming to eat my grapes. But Noé is right. The birds, are also, they're not harvesting, they're not, sowing, so they need to eat them. And Abba Yahweh provides for them. So forgive me for that thought, Abba. So, they need to eat as well as we do.
And I was just going to mention also that again in this chapter, it's repeated the commandment about pouring out the blood in the meat.
Yes.
And the commandment about not doing sacrifices outside.
Not eating blood.
Outside of Jerusalem, right? Outside of the place, well, really of the temple, because that's where Yahweh chose to put his name.
Amen.
So not doing sacrifices outside of the temple. So that's repeated again. So it's like, pay heed. So we can say the blessing to close. The next parasha is Shoftim, which means judges.
Baruch atah Yahweh Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet bechayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Yahweh noten haTorah. Amen.
Amen.
Shalom, everyone. Shabbat shalom. And
Shabbat
rejoice
shalom.
for Yahweh, your Elohim, our Elohim, who is good
Amen.
to us and has blessed us in so many ways. So we should
Amen.
only rejoice, as he says, and do not complain.
And I think it's Rosh Chodesh tomorrow.
Yes,
I think it's tomorrow.
Rosh Chodesh.
So keep an eye out for that, and we'll say an extra blessing if it is tomorrow.
Be the salt of this earth, be the light of this world. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, shalom.